Hi everyone, so here we are back with a brand new review video for Doom 2016. Released across every good console and PC out there, this is the, well, reimagining of the Doom franchise. It's been a fair old while since we last had a Doom game to play, and certainly this feels very Doom-ish. The graphics have certainly been given a massive tickle up. Very reminiscent, I would say, of Wolfenstein, same engine for all intents and purposes here, and a lot of the kind of gunplay feels just as good as Wolfenstein, really solid and meaty. The basic plot of Doom is quite simple. You wake up in a lab surrounded by demons, and you get worked straight away, killing everything in sight. You are a space marine, the last defender of humanity in many respects against the forces of hell. There's not really a huge amount of plot here, but there is a story that has been placed within the shooting and gun mechanics, as it were. It's serviceable, it aids to kind of drag you along through the story, but realistically what we're talking about here is the gunplay. Killing huge hordes of very angry demons that are constantly swarming you, and you have the biggest guns available. It's as simple as that really. So far, so classic Doom. But where things get much more interesting is in the way they've kind of embraced the modern gaming aesthetics. When enemies are stunned or staggered, you have an opportunity to open up a kill on them using your bare hands to bludgeon the enemy to death. In doing so, you'll release additional health and potentially ammunition as well. And this really changes the dynamic of the gameplay. This isn't necessarily about picking up health pickups or armor pickups as such, although they are there in the game. This is about continuously killing, building health, grabbing ammunition and so on, and keeping the death ball rolling, as it were. The worst thing you can possibly do in this game is stand still. Quite literally, if you stand still you're going to die within seconds. Again, very similar to what we were seeing with Wolfenstein. Overall, the graphics here are absolutely top notch. Seriously, some of the best we've ever seen on consoles and PC. The id Tech 6 engine is certainly a step up from what we saw in Wolfenstein. That weird texture meshing effect doesn't really appear to be massively pronounced here, although you can still sometimes see those textures streaming into surfaces. The frame rate holds up solidly throughout, with the occasional, very occasional dip to 59 frames a second when recording footage, but other than that, during normal gameplay it is absolutely rock solid. I left the frame rate counter on so you can see that. Now, one of the disappointing areas for me with Doom was the multiplayer, which I'm afraid here is ham-fisted at best. Realistically, I would have been quite happy if they'd just left it out in the same way they'd done with Wolfenstein. At the end of the day, multiplayer that just feels this tacked on and lacking in quality game modes, it really just feels like an excuse. Well, we've got Doom, we've got some monsters, let's build a multiplayer out of it, but at no point did I find myself having fun. There are substantially better multiplayer games on the market, as it were, if you're looking for that particular itch to scratch. Now, at the end of the day, Doom does what it does extraordinarily well. It delivers a absolutely heart-thumping and visceral single-player experience. Just don't go in there expecting the next big thing in multiplayer. All in all, Doom delivers a visceral punch to the gut, the kind of which we've been waiting for a long time. It's unapologetic in its levels of violence. Bring out that chainsaw, hack down your enemies, grab ammunition and health, and keep that death ball rolling. At no point does this game want you to slow down, it just wants you to constantly be on a thrill ride. It is quite literally like being on the world's best roller coaster, armed with a BFG and a chainsaw.